Hey everyone, welcome to my 30-week pregnancy update. Thanks for stopping by my channel if you are new, and welcome back if you are an old subscriber. I really appreciate every single one of you coming to view these videos. And if you're not subscribed, make sure to hit that red subscribe button down below. So if you are someone who has come back to view my videos, you will notice once again that the background is different. And if you remember in my last pregnancy update for week 29, I mentioned that we were very close to leaving Germany, and we have now left Germany and we are in California, USA. It feels really great to be back in the United States. Still a bit jet lagged, going to bed really early and like waking up earlier than I usually do. And I spent a little bit of time like trying to figure out how to set up my camera. That's always a challenge if you're also a YouTuber and you're in a different place. It's always a bit of a challenge finding that perfect spot, especially if you wear glasses, because you don't want it to glare. Anyway, this is another big week because it's week 30, which means only about 10 more weeks until baby is here. That's so crazy, you guys. So let's jump into the update. First, my pregnancy statistics. I do have a weight this week. I have not had a weight for the past few weeks because we didn't have a scale. I did have my first OB appointment here, which I will talk about later in the video, but in the office, I was 137 with full clothing, like running shoes and like jeans and everything. I did weigh myself at the gym on Sunday. So I turned 30 weeks on Wednesday, and I'm filming this on Saturday, so I'm filming it a little late. So a few days before turning 30 weeks, I was 133 at the gym. I took off a few pieces of clothing and my shoes. So I don't know. I probably did lose a few pounds from my GI problems. I don't have a belly size this week because I don't know where my tape measure is, so I never measured myself. All right, next category is baby development, and baby is the size of a large cabbage, according to parents.com and the Baby Center app. And then the bump says that he's almost 16 inches long. So that's measuring from the head to the end of the feet. Some apps and websites will tell you crown to rump still, but it really should be head to toe at this point. Sometimes it feels like he is transverse. The other day, I'm pretty sure a foot was sticking out of my right side, which was really strange looking. Symptoms. I have been so busy this week, as you can probably imagine, with moving from Germany to California, that I didn't really have the time to like really pay attention to symptoms. Obviously, I've been experiencing tiredness, jet lag from the move, which is to be expected whether you're pregnant or not. However, I don't feel like an extreme fatigue from jet lag. It just seems pretty normal for me. My body doesn't do great with changing time zones like that. So I think I'm doing pretty well considering my pregnancy, being pregnant. But as far as pregnancy goes, I have had some more round ligament pain this week. I tend to get that when we travel and I'm like carrying a bag or whatever. I do try to not carry anything really heavy. Mark does all the heavy lifting, but you know, when you're moving around and then you're with a bag and then you're sitting for a long time, there is going to be some round ligament pain. My diarrhea went away, which I talked about extensively in the last video, but then I went to the other extreme and experienced constipation. So I'm really thankful I wasn't running to the bathroom all the time on the plane with diarrhea. I think finally now I've evened out to a happy medium, or mostly to a happy medium, now that we're kind of eating a little more normally, more access to healthy food and things like that. Cravings and aversions. So my craving, if you want to call it that, it's not like a I have to have this or else I'm gonna go crazy or whatever. But I really have had a taste for fresh green salads. We went out to a few nice restaurants in Wiesbaden before we left Germany, and there's this one particular salad. It was lamb's lettuce, which looks kind of like a clover type thing. I don't think I ever really saw it in the States, but it's very popular in Germany. And I had this lamb's lettuce salad at this place called Martino Kitchen in Wiesbaden. It was so good. The combination of that and like the roasted walnuts and the salad dressing, I could have had a double portion of that salad because it was so good. And then here we went to Whole Foods, like our first full day here, and went to their salad bar, and I got this really delicious salad with this avocado creamy dressing. Oh, so good. I tried watermelon radishes for the first time. Really good. Really love that. No aversions. Okay, and then finally something new, which I've already mentioned. We moved from Germany to California. So not really pregnancy related, but it's part of our life and it's a big deal. So we're here and we'll be here for at least 18 months. We could be here up to 2 years, but 18 months at this point. As far as something new in pregnancy goes, I did have my first prenatal appointment with my new OBGYN here. He's a little older than my OB in Germany, but he's a very good doctor. He gave me his personal cell phone. Like if I have any issues, he's like, I want you to call me. Doesn't matter if it's a weekend or whatever. Call me. Don't go to the ER or whatever. Just call me. And so that's so wonderful. Like I can personally contact him. He's in solo practice. And he's, so that's a really nice touch. Everyone in the office is super friendly, but it was weird to go to a prenatal appointment and not have an ultrasound because like I've said, in Germany, you get an ultrasound every single appointment. And I've been so spoiled. I told my mom, I was like, it kind of felt like the appointment wasn't complete because all he did, like I didn't get an ultrasound. So physical examination. And if you've had prenatal care in the United States the whole time, this will not be a surprise to you, but this was my very first time ever having American prenatal care. All he did physically was, they took my vitals beforehand, but the doctor, he just listened to the baby's heartbeat via a Doppler and measured my fundal height, which is basically measuring how large the uterus is. From the top of the uterus, or your fundus, to I believe the pubic bone or somewhere down there. In Germany, I never got a fundal height check. I'm guessing because I just had an ultrasound every time. And if you're having an ultrasound, that gives you all the information you need about baby's development. Whereas in the States, where you're not getting an ultrasound every time, they measure your fundal height to make sure that the baby is developing properly because, oh man, I learned this in nursing school on like how much your fundal height should grow every week or whatever. There's a certain thing that you need, that your body generally should follow as far as proper development goes. So that's what they used. I am at the point where I'm having an appointment every 2 weeks now. So I believe it's every 2 weeks from like week 28, like the beginning of your third trimester, until maybe like 36, I think, and then you start going every week until you give birth. So I have my next one the day before my birthday, so that'll be fun. The other thing that he had me do was go get some lab work done, which I did the next day, to test for some things that they didn't test for in Germany. I don't know if it's just that they don't test for them, period, or if I wasn't to the point in pregnancy where they test for them. So they were testing for rubella antibodies, and hepatitis B, and there's some other things. I don't know what else is on the panel, but those were two of the things that he mentioned. And then also a culture and sensitivity test for urine, so testing for bacteria. I don't know, I forgot to ask if that's specifically looking for group B strep. which is also very important to make sure you don't have before you give birth, because there are risks with a vaginal birth if you have an overcolonization of group B strep. If you do, you get antibiotics. There are natural ways to treat it to try to make it go away before you give birth, and I will definitely be doing that if that's the case for me. So that went really well. I got the lab work done at the hospital that I'll be giving birth at, but technically that was part of my week 31. So I won't really talk about the hospital, but oh, I'm so excited that this is the hospital I will be giving birth at. Yeah, it's amazing. That is pretty much it for week 30. If you are in your third trimester in the home stretch, like give this video a thumbs up or leave me a comment down below. If you're a military wife that also moved while you were pregnant, I'd love to hear your story. I really haven't had anybody to talk with who has gone through this, especially like in their third trimester. We left literally the earliest day we could that Mark was authorized by the Army. And you know, that's just how it goes. I'm just glad that we were able to get out when we did, because we technically could have left as late as like late November or even really early December as far as like airline policy goes. And that would not have been fun, being almost full term and doing an almost 12-hour flight. So I'm thankful for being here at when we are. The weather's gorgeous here. We're doing a lot of exploring. It feels like we're on vacation. So yeah, I will definitely bring you guys more updates on what California is like, where we are, but we're loving it so far. So anyway, thank you guys so much for stopping by my channel, and until next time, take care. Bye.